Yeah, welcome back to Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Penis.
Penis, indeed.
Absolute
Session 7.
Penis.
Yeah. So good to see you again.
It's true. It's wonderful to see you.
Mm-hmm.
You're very pretty.
Yeah. Last we left off, we're about to do another fucking another heckin' thingamajig.
Right.
We're doing
Yeah.
the examination of the crisis.
This guy
Oh my
borrowed
God.
money from McGilded. Magnus McGilded.
Right.
This guy in front
Oh
of
my
us
god,
here.
this courtroom is fucking packed with people. We're going to need a refresher. We'll figure
Yeah.
it out as we go. We'll
Yep.
get it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Let's look through our court record before we start, just because it's been a week. We got our autopsy report, a report prepared by the Scotland Yard coroner. It gives the cause of death as internal hemorrhaging as a result of a single stab wound to the abdomen. And then we got a crime scene photo. Yeah. Got a nice fat knife in his chest here. That's cool. Let's see.
Right.
And we got the
Right.
defendant's
We were-
leather gloves.
We were briefly debating that he might have been moved because of people seeing him, but we
Close the
landed
door.
on no.
Hey, hey.
Probably not. Oh?
That's my shoe. You stay away from my shoe.
Oh my god.
And then, yeah.
What's on that clipboard?
Clipboard. Oh, this is the
Next to it,
autopsy
that.
report.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Defendant's leather gloves. The leather gloves the defendant was wearing at the time of the incident. There's a blood stain on the right glove. Cool. And then we got the bus. We can look inside.
Cool.
And then we got the murder weapon. A largish knife that was found lodged in the victim's abdomen. Its quality and fancy ornamentation suggest it must be quite valuable. And then we got the debtor's ledger. Among the defendant's list of debtors is Bruce Fairplay, who would have been due to repay his loan imminently.
Right.
Yeah. And this
Well,
guy
with a
in the
name
middle
like
here.
Bruce Fairplay, like, you know, he's good for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guy in the middle here is Bruce Fairplay. So,
Okay. All right.
we continue.
I only carried 4 passengers, and I swear it, but
Hold it. But I'm what?
shit. How dare you attack me? I'm just Beppo, you son of a bitch.
I'm just a blappo. Aaron, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I had to cut up my hand.
Oh no!
Here, no.
So there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4-pence fare.
Right.
Is that right?
Get 'em off.
Yeah. He
I
was charging them
remember
5 pence.
Yeah, because it was all fucking cold and shit. Like, yeah, I remember. It's impossible to make the last one of the day pay. I'm a chicken. I was so cold. It was all I could do to stop myself from passing out.
I'm getting chillblains just listening to you.
Fuck.
Chillblains. Squeaky.
Squeaky, thank you for the raid of 25 people. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome, Raiders. Oh, it's so good to see you.
Started stream. Look
Yeah,
at
we
that
just started solving
timing.
murders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, solving murders. We'll see what
Well,
happens.
we'll see what
You know.
happens, yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to the murder part yet, but we're debunking some shit.
I mean, well, we do have a body with a big old knife in it, so
That's true.
it seems like a murder to
But
me.
we're solving a different type of mystery involved in this case.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway. It was terrible. So I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running. Wow. Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra
Nice.
passenger? He passes out. Yeah.
Thank you, Squeaky.
Meh.
Digging a deeper hole for yourself here.
Like, right? He's just being like, yeah, I robbed everybody, but I think I deserved it. Like, what do you mean?
If only there had been a fifth passenger on the omnibus that night, then we would have had another suspect.
Well, I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence up for the bus. Oh, fuck. I had to hold on. Dude, press.
Yeah. Get him.
Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4? Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir.
And I just told you that I did.
A flat 5 pounds across the board.
It's not something to be proud of.
The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort.
Good.
Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed, it's gone. Dead and buried.
I'd have been happy it never existed in the first place.
Oh my god.
He fiddled us on the ferry, did? And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much.
Fucked us right up my balls, he did.
Fucked up Beppo!
This blood-curdling sight, you mean the murderer, or the murder, I presume? Yes, sir. Yes, I too.
I'm so tired. But I was very amused by my own judge voice.
As you twist the knife and you hear the last breaths of the man escape his body. What are we talking about?
I just saw somebody in chat. Fucking, it's like, I love your voice acting so much, and then this guy.
I know, right? Truly a talent showcase for us all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed.
Hearsay, Your Honor.
I said I wasn't going to talk about it no more.
We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it.
But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant.
Ooh.
I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw that horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood.
Oh,
fuck.
Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating.
Oh, no.
Grab my old trusty butter knife and I'm like,
I'll tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Hold it.
well.
So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him?
That's what I said, isn't it?
That's what I'm asking. Is it what you said?
Yeah.
For a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question.
What did you say before? Okay.
It's bothering me before.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wrong.
Anyway, there was only the two of them inside the carriage, wasn't there? There's been much talk of the fifth passenger, but as yet, zero evidence. And what are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white. The man's guilty.
Aww.
Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was.
Echo Weiss says they started watching the Ace Attorney anime, and after binging our playthroughs, the actual canon voices feel wrong.
No.
That's very sweet.
I know Sam Riegel plays Phoenix in the game, or in the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he does it
Yeah.
in the anime though.
I don't know. Anyway. Oh, yes, he stabbed him. He did. I think so, yes.
I can't remember if we've already presented the fucking this thing yet. So could present it and see what he says about it.
Eric Vale plays Phoenix.
Oh,
Okay.
I was gonna say because Weiss
That's
was
a good
saying
voice
that
for
he
him.
doesn't. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Yeah, I can't remember if we've shown this or not. Chat, y'all remember?
No, we haven't shown it yet.
Oh, okay.
Barry. Shush. Let's
Wish to play with Kitty.
Yeah, because it doesn't prove he's got anything
Yeah.
wrong yet. So this might be one of those things where it's when someone else is talking, we might have to
Yeah.
like notice.
probably.
Heck.
All right, let's press this thing here.
Stabbed him.
Didn't you?
Nice.
This one.
That's right.
The victim was on the floor, described the assailant holding a knife in an ice pick grip.
Yes, what's that? Yeah, I suppose. I might have, yes, but the car before the horse, baby. Well, quite sure about most of it. Oh, shit. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck.
Oh, I expect that was me, sir.
Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight.
Objection.
Hearsay.
He's changed his pose. Can you look over the other guy?
It would give us a little
No,
exclamation point.
yeah, or question mark.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The gentleman was on the floor, and the knife was sticking up out of his midriff. He was on the floor? Okay. That's right, yes. And the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes.
So in short,
Huh.
you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all.
Crap.
Ugh.
I really thought that I did, but then I go over it again in my head, and I really shouldn't be here. I'm just so fucking cold. No, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of his stabbing, did I? Oh,
Fucking,
that dude's
you have
into some
something to say,
shit.
sir?
Yeah, he's
you-
he's a kid, bitch. Look at him go.
Look at that poker face right there.
Oh my god.
Look at that poker face.
Excuse me. Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay?
Now you listen to me. I know you looking. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Hey?
Hey!
Hey?
Are you asking me or telling me?
These are the questions.
He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Well, some days are like that. Let's
Let's do it now.
Holy shit! It's so funny.
And sometimes you go out, your morning coffee, turn over, man got stabbed. You're like, oh.
Sometimes it just happens. Hey?
Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly.
Oh
Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on the top of an omnibus, that is.
Oh my god.
Hey, Bing,
Pervert.
I'm a respectable city banker. I'll have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it as clear as a Ballarat day.
What?
I don't know. It was a
Fuck
grim
is that?
scene.
There I go,
I don't mind
Googling.
telling you.
Judge sounds. Ballarat Day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord.
Huh.
Oh, I can do that, all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. I'm gonna fucking get you.
Oh, shit.
You think I'd forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed the men? Blood-soaked hands, you say?
But the gloves though.
Not as much
But the
blood.
gloves is true.
Objection.
Blood-soaked hands?
Well, I admit that soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Blood of them were covered in it. Both of them were covered in it.
Blood of them were covered in
Blood
it.
of them and covered, yeah.
I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar.
Fucking, my God.
Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGill, the night in question.
Oh, yeah, all right.
What?
All right.
And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there. But, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove.
How can you mute your Discord noises?
Oh, fucking, I'm getting messages. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna go on.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant like background noises, like he wanted you to
No.
somehow mute Barry. I was like, how in the fuck?
I'll just press
Turn
her.
on
What?
noise suppression.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you could technically.
put on her mute button.
Might not necessarily work. Depends.
Yeah.
Has to be
Yeah,
a frequency
true.
that Discord thinks isn't real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, he's fucking up his teeth. Like,
In
damn.
short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent.
Oh,
Oh my god.
no, that can't be right.
Oh shit!
Shit!
Oh fuck, she's going to his ass.
That's right. You were quite clear about it. You said, it was both hands.
Oh my god.
Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed. But is that really the truth?
I will. Objection. Oh. It
my
was a
God.
simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it was both hands. It wasn't both hands. It was only one. But the
Nice.
fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
Jesus.
No. Mr. Fairplay has categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands.
It's true. He said
Which means
blood
there's a
soaked
strong
me.
possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court.
Why? Why? Oh, I'm a city banker, for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snot. Upstanding members of society don't
Prevaricate.
prevaricate.
What does that mean?
I never heard
Here I
of
go. Googling that too.
Speak
couldn't
or
find
act
one
in an
of those.
evasive way.
Do what?
Oh, alright.
To speak or act in an evasive way.
Oh,
Oh.
neat.
He's claiming to have
Oh.
no reason to lie, but fuck! But is that really the case?
Mr. Naruhodo! If we have some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide in this trial completely!
Oh, there you go.
I'm to show this man it's a compelling reason to lie in his testimony.
There's no evidence, I give up.
Some days are like that.
Some days are
He's
just
like
like that.
My lord,
Where you go?
That fucker refers to judges, my lord. The defense is ready to present evidence. Now, evidence that will clearly demonstrate when Mr. Fairplay had a reason to lie in his testimony.
Oh.
There we go.
Take that!
Take that.
Take that.
This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilden.
Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion.
And also crippled by him.
The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name. Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
What? No, well, it's mainly with being called a debt.
How much is it like?
According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say?
Oh, fuck, he wrote it down. Shit.
Of course it did.
Well,
Fucking idiot.
what of it?
Let's suppose Mr. McGilden were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case?
Cease to exist!
Wow.
Wow.
Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw? In a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant.
No.
It's killing me that his name is Fairplay because it's like it's such a fucking thing. It's like a Britishism for like that's all right, like that's cool kind of thing.
Mm.
So
Oh,
you'd be like,
really?
Fair
no,
play for you?
yeah. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, no, all right, that's, I mean, fair play. Like, all right, cool. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's super fucking cute. Anyway.
Yeah, my lord.
Load.
Lord.
Did you lie to me? Did you? Oh shit.
Your silence speaks volumes.
He's fucking guilty!
You did not tell the truth in your testimony.
Find him guilty of murder.
Yep, do
Alright.
it.
All right. Now let's not make a melodrama out of this.
Oh my god.
Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch,
A pinch?
but it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on McGildy's hands, both of them.
And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained.
So you keep saying.
I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir.
What you got, boy?
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself. As it happens.
Oh my god.
Seeing what? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think. Yes, I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one. What? What?
Oh, yeah.
So what the fuck? So what the fuck?
What the hell's happening?
Yes, everything you say is perfectly clear, Judge. Every word, every syllable.
Yep.
Mr. Naruto!
Every single
This is good
sentence.
news! The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last!
I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Fuck, my arm hurts.
No.
No,
Aaron,
stop
stop
it.
it.
Like right in the like center of my wrist and forearm.
Well, that's not good.
Ooh, that's a bad time.
That's not a good time.
I hate that.
There was blood on both ends of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired. If that matters.
Yes, it does.
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attackers' hands with blood on them. My fucking hat keeps coming off.
It's true. I didn't actually say anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream.
Anyway, the fact remains that there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have been seen, or we all would have seen. I apologise, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. Not much incriminating evidence I sent him out to say we saw the man do it.
That's
I've
really
never
not
been-
what testimony's about.
I've never been more sure that a man loves to be pegged than I have with this man. Like,
He's got a lot of practice with that.
Yeah,
with that baton,
like,
with the
I
fucking
mean,
cane.
yeah,
Let
like,
us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat.
delicious blood.
Delicious, tantalizing blood.
Just in the bus, like,
It is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witnesses' accounts. In other words, there's no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case.
Oh
Oh
Thank you,
no,
Wise.
Scotty's Sean Prescott, the Chimchar, sadly died.
Oh,
Oh. But Sean
Oh, but
Prescott
Sean
the second, the Piplup, now lives to carry on the legacy. Incredible.
oh,
goodness.
thank God.
Oh,
thank
thank God.
Aaron, you hearing all the Sean Prescott love?
Mm.
There you go. Look at you.
Yes, my lord.
Do it. Get him. Drag him.
Drag him.
Do it.
There was blood on both ends of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. Hold it. Fucking get him.
Get him.
No, the evidence tells us otherwise.
What a fucking pro lawyer. Holy shit.
Sorry, I was dying. We have the clothes the defendant was wearing on the night in question on the court record.
I'm well aware of that, sir, but nevertheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both of his ends.
He's got some of those anti-staining gloves, but only one.
But only one. Just one.
He's defiant even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw. But why?
Your reasoning is dire.
That was in my head.
One and or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers. However, I suppose you might say I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. Hold it! It matters.
It definitely
I'm trying to downplay this.
Oh, shit.
Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know.
Yeah, but for crying out loud, we all saw, we all know that no one else could have possibly done it. I was just trying to save us all some time.
Oh my god.
You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not?
Oh, congratulations on finishing your finals, Kolnick.
I was gonna say the same thing, but I can go.
Yeah.
Proud of you. You're doing it.
Had you hoped to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty?
Or,
What? Ridiculous.
well, it's not entirely what I was hoping for. I was just lost a young guinea-year-old 10 when I backed the wrong horse in the derby. Yes,
Wow.
I was going to win it all back. There's a fixture this weekend, that's a sure thing.
Mm-hmm.
A little guinea or 10?
I'm a banker, knowing backs an eye if I borrow a little spending money for a weekend.
Wow. Bitch.
This witness's scruples are not on trial here.
I mean, his character looks really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proceed to the next witness.
Oh.
Is that really how it's supposed to work? No, I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them.
Hold it!
Definitely saw that too. Blood on both hands. Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGilda's gloves has any signs of blood on it. Thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilda sitting beside the other fella, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir. He wasn't wearing these gloves? That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly. It's true that the dark-colored stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see.
I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilda's gloved hands.
There wasn't blood on his hands?
I would know if there were.
I'd smell it.
I would smell it.
This must be significant somehow. I'm sure of it. Why don't we check the inside of the gloves?
Yeah.
If
Fuck.
there was blood on his hands and he put his bloody hands in a glove, then surely the blood would be in the gloves.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I didn't actually say anything myself. No, not until I heard the scream.
Oh, whoops.
I'm also very drunk all the time.
Oh my god, you're just the worst, Beppo.
Beppo, get the fuck out of here.
People going to jail. You didn't see anything.
Oh, Scotty has a hound named Hendrik.
Hooray.
Adorable. Yes, sir. That is to say, no, sir. I did. Very sorry about what I said before. Sorry, very sorry. Yes. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and say I saw him stab the man. Would you agree, sir?
I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories.
Oh, shit.
Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it?
No, sir. I saw nothing at all.
Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no?
Aw.
But
It was night, sir. I can't
Oh,
see shit.
please. You didn't even see that?
I'm partially
What?
blind, actually.
You're like, oh my god.
yeah, that's right. I'm blind and drunk all the time, and I'm always cold, and I like to steal from people. That's me.
There's
I'm
no
Beppo.
truth because I actually live on the cart. I just let the horses go. I figure they're probably going to go to the right place.
Jesus.
It was so cold that day, you see. It was all I could do to keep from passing out, sir. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid, sir.
It would seem prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights.
Yeah, don't do that.
Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen.
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight and the roof of the omnibus?
That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over.
Oh, yes. I remember I was shivering. It was so bitter. But a biting cold, really.
Fucking Crimbo is he just, I'm blind, greedy, and completely fucking useless. That's me. I'm Beppo.
That's my motto.
That's my motto.
It's just-
I'm Beppo.
Anyway.
Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin.
No? Why not?
It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door.
It was locked.
That's right. And it's a public bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play. And I know fair play. I'm Bruce.
Yes. I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below.
Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down. I was glaring long and hard. And that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else in all that, at all in that cabin, I would have noticed. Unequivocal, I would say.
Wasn't there like a little storage space?
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
We can
what
present
come
the
back.
omnibus.
I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? No.
Oh, whoops. I accidentally clicked that.
I suppose they would have had a bird's eye view from the roof. Well, now we get to do all that again.
Yep.
Hey!
That's
Birds
fine.
generally have good eyesight.
Oh my god!
Thank you. That's all clear. What you said makes sense.
That's so funny. I'm just gonna skip all this.
Yeah, it's fair.
I gotta get back to that other
Tell you
thing.
what, why don't you just go through that again, Ryanosuke?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what. How about you just try again, buddy? You got this.
We're glad you could join us this Monday for this quality content on Nat19.
Right.
We're all very talented voice actors.
Sure.
Yep.
There we go. Here's the button I was meant to
There you
press.
go. That's the one. There you go.
Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. Let's
you
just go back a second real quick.
There you go. There you go.
You were riding this omnibus. This one right here.
This one right here.
It's right here in
This
the
exact
courtroom.
Witness
then.
the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
In that case, there's a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you.
What?
Oh, golly. Really? You mean it, do you?
You really mean it?
Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Oh.
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh.
This
Metaphorically
delicious fleshy
speaking.
omnibus. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
what? Oh my god.
I'll be having dinner with you later. Looks at
Oh
the
my God.
omnibus.
It's made of flesh, not blood. Fucking idiot.
What do you think flesh is filled with, you fucking nincompoop?
It's not what the blood's. I love all the burgers in the bed.
Stupid. It's like he's never had the blood before.
Oh my god. Oh shit, it stole me. I'm
It's
so
still
sorry.
you.
I was looking at chat.
Oh, we gotta pick out the exact spots.
It's underneath one of the seats.
Yeah, we gotta figure out which side it was, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's fucking open up the omnibus or whatever. Let's
For
do
sure.
it.
Yeah, it's
I think
this
it's that side. Yeah, it's
Okay,
that side.
so that's the,
The
front.
opposite
and
side.
This is the back.
Yeah.
Okay. Barry? No.
Someone was hiding in there and they just jumped out and stabbed them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Right here.
Yeah.
Bang! Take one of these!
Both rows of the seats on the roof face in the direction of travel.
It's my favorite when you repeat it back in the accent.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Take that!
Whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other. Which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here. That's right, my lord. As you can see,
Yes, you're right. You're right.
the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it.
Oh my god. Why are you freaking out? You're not being accused of anything. Fucking calm
It's
down.
quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nepalese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity.
Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not comfortable
I am a
with it
problem.
either.
Yeah.
I feel gross saying it.
I can!
Oh shit. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Fucking no.
No, I really don't fucking know.
I honestly don't know who it could have been. Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck?
You have an inkling, or you have no idea?
I mean, maybe something in the court record, but I feel like we have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't think we do. Yeah.
Who's the teeny tiny?
Huh? I mean,
I'm trying
Magnus
to
is
figure out
small,
like who could have been. But
but you know, they
you know.
said that they clearly saw him, like,
Yeah.
on the side with Mason here. So
I don't think we have enough to name somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
All right.
I have literally no idea.
Yeah.
But as a proud citizen of the Japanese Empire, you will look to the sky and walk on, making sure all signs of tears are gone. It's a horrible day for rain, you'll say. Go on!
Well,
This isn't just a case of going on, Mrs. Sato.
Just fucking blame somebody and then just get it over with, it'll be fine.
All right then, I'll go on. Just fucking passively say, I'll fucking deck you, bitch.
Right?
The defense would like to put forward a name.
Oh my god.
word you now. You
I
are
need a big drink for this.
That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations.
Jesus fuck.
A toast to hard lessons not yet learned.
How many cups do you have?
Several.
Yeah, because he keeps filling like an empty one. Like, oh damn. Anyway.
No, it's he shattered the last one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Oh my god. Anyway.
This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. And that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was
Just fucking blame her.
Susato Mikotoba.
Susato Miko Tobo. So
Of course.
we know it can't have been, you know, Lady First or Bruce Fairplay or Beppo.
Yeah.
Probably
It
not
can't be the
Barrack
dude who
von
was
Zeeks.
murdered.
Huh?
Fucking
Probably not.
yeah.
So it's one
It
of these
can't-
two. It's Magnus or it's Mason.
It's true. Also, why would what the fuck?
Well,
you ever
yeah,
sit next to a person? Like, if you have the
Yeah.
option to have a whole seat, or to be like, "Excuse me, let me just invade your personal space just a
Yeah.
little bit."
So
Are we gonna victim blame right now? What's about to fucking happen?
The victim was stabbed
yeah,
on that one side. There's blood there. We know he was there.
yeah, there was
So
there's even
Magnus?
picture evidence of the side he was on.
Yeah.
So it had
So-
so Magnus seems like the choice.
Yeah. Okay.
Process of elimination.
We gotta do it.
The passenger in the enclosed cabin the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilted. Mr. McGilted?
Yeah, no shit.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
No shit, Herlock.
You're right. Oh my god.
If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hallowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy.
Oh my god.
People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learned and culture of their own. But I see, they use the terms ill-advisedly.
You need to stop, dude.
What are you trying to say?
Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand.
Jesus fuck.
When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to that fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built.
Exactly. And it's wrong.
There you go.
Fucking numbnuts.
Fuck.
Yeah.
God.
What?
Idiot.
God! Fucking Napoleon Dynamite as a fucking lawyer.
Hell yeah.
The victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded. It creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point.
Fucking pay attention.
Even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance.
Yeah. I'm dead.
Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of the events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth.
Oh,
It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we've yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands, both of them.
Oh, shit.
and who was this third party?
I don't know. Obviously, the true culprit.
Rabble,
Oh.
rabble, rabble. Oh.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
Rabbling. What are you doing? Rabbling.
The defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture.
Oh my god.
The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats, and they couldn't exactly make out their faces.
That's right. Even if I wanted to make out with them, I couldn't.
You were inside and I was outside. Far too great a distance for my lips to travel.
The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. Oh, I could see the rest of them though. Cheeky buggers.
Yes, that's right. Both gentlemen most certainly had it. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. I'm afraid I don't remember.
Wow.
And you call yourself a hatter?
And you call yourself a hatter? Every hatter should know every hat that they see by memory. Fool. The style of hat makes no difference. And there was no third passenger in that cabin.
Nuh-uh.
Keep going.
Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered to dispose the fact. Unless that is, you're proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled.
That's right, motherfucker.
Son of a bitch.
Stupid idiot face.
That's right. If only there was a piece of information we were given that would somehow support this claim. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
You're a stupid poo-poo head.
My god.
It's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have even been unaware of it.
Stop ignoring my top-tier insults.
Poo-poo head.
Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand.
What are you doing?
The prosecution objects, my lord.
Oh,
It is devastating to my case.
Yup.
As a suspect, he will have already made a false statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If indeed it turns out the man has been withholding information, you can be sure that it will have been a most deliberate act. Oh, thank you for the sub bomb. Star Killer.
Star Killer. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Like and sweet.
Call him, motherfucker!
Oh, shit.
Should we ask Mr. McGill to testify or not? We don't need him to testify.
Fuck it, we can do this without him.
Yeah, I'm fine. You just have some days like that, man. Some days just like that. Oh, my.
Some days are
Yes,
just
we
like
need
that.
to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth.
Oh, my God.
The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yes, I need a little time to consider this. I think that's...
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say.
Get the man out of here, I say. Get him the fuck. Oh, fuck.
It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony.
Somebody needs to and get it done. That's how I run things at the guild.
Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say. Oh yes, that would be lovely.
Oh my God, she's gonna send him to the gallows.
The jury says the man must be heard. I think the judge balked at me. What did he say?
Now maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear.
Oh shit. You're right. Yeah.
To be sure I have, my lord. Anybody got your word of that? Because no, 'tis not in my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the questions, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell yous all, or keep my mouth shut?
Dude, this is like the first time I noticed his giant fucking rings. You know he slapped me with that hand. Like, oh my God.
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded.
The fine fella representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. Aye.
Probably.
And 'twas me who
Who's to
helped
say?
the little urchin get away after it all happened.
You... What?
What?
No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Fanzeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you.
Well,
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way, and not in any way involved. You see, What? If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it, and they'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. That? I don't know.
I don't know.
Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
Her, you say?
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court.
Oh.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin is there in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings.
Where's he looking? Oh, my
shit.
god!
Bang!
Did they shoot him?
Fire! There's a fire! Someone's trying to get away! It's not us. I can't see anything.
What's going on?
Oh my god, someone probably. Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo! Cover your face!
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
Oh my god, it's going. Wherever I'm going. Sorry. I was getting very excited and then realized I had a line. I was like, oh my god, it's all going down. This is so exciting. And then I had to say a line while I was very excited. Oh. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that for the time being, at least, trial was suspended.
Dude, he's been fucking shot. Someone shot him. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my.
Let's fucking go.
Well, damn.
Here for
Sure,
this
I'll
shit.
save.
You better fucking save. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What on earth just happened in there?
I don't know.
Mr. Naruhodo, I managed to find out what happened.
A convenient development, Mr. Sato.
It's true, you're welcome, I'm amazing. I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade. Oh, damn it, I thought someone got shot, damn it. A type of exploding device that releases smoke.
Proper old English firearm. Fills
That's what I'm saying. Oh, it'd be so good, though.
A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. They're just making sure everything's safe now. I think the trial will start again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
Probably that little urchin girl who's a fucking criminal, am I right?
Fucking smoke grenades in a courtroom.
Oh, yeah. The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom? Why?
Because they set off a smoke bomb, them nuts.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Those are what ninjas use.
Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear.
Huh?
A young girl? Then could it be?
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking sure.
The other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about?
Convenient, I know. My thoughts exactly.
Convenient development. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually?
Oh, he's fucking dead.
Oh, fuck. Well, case closed.
Oh.
Yeah, right?
There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here.
I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's, what?
Antechamber.
Yeah,
Oh.
antechamber.
It's where there isn't any gravity. Anyway, the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the one where they can they go inside and there's like and time passes really slowly outside, but
That's a hyperbolic time chamber, you
Oh.
silly.
Oh,
Along with the young girl. Like,
An antechamber is Japan because apparently they never fucking check it.
God!
Who is she, I wonder?
no, you're thinking of the barrel of the gun in the chamber.
Did you?
The gun chamber.
God damn it.
What was she even doing here at the trial?
Look, right? Yeah.
Like, oh my god, right?
Like, oh my god. Oh my. Still you there?
I just got a message. She was taking
okay.
a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself?
There's another matter that's troubling me.
Uh-huh.
Go on.
The 20 pence.
What?
Wait.
According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo. He took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly.
There we go. But now it seems there are in fact 5 passengers.
No.
And then there'll be 6 passengers.
Oh my god.
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
That was a fucking thief. Let's go hit Beppo. Everyone.
It's fucking Beppo!
Let's kick his ass.
She's right, that is strange. Turns out he's just shaking out of fear constantly.
Yeah.
Counterfeit offense. Can we proceed into the courtroom? The trial will recompense in 5 minutes.
Dennis, we've had a talk about this. Not supposed to use a Uru voice on the Japanese anymore.
You're right.
Thank you, officer. We're going straight away.
Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. Really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
I did it, I did!
That's why I pushed him down the stairs!
Sally Stamps, ain't you serious?
She's got like a tiny little shiv.
She's like, I did it, I was all like,
Well, no, soon enough, Mrs. Sato.
Wow.
Of course, yeah.
Yes!
Jacqueline D. Ripper at your service.
Oh my god. Amazing.
That'd be an incredible name.
Oh my god.
Oh no, they're cute.
I was gonna say she looks like she's a patootie.
There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look, she's posing all cool like.
It's true.
Oh,
She's
shit.
fucking-
She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. She's probably gonna go to jail for that.
Probably. My lord. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army. It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand. Ahem, if I may, my lord. I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Well, why it is that wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to butt like that. 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is.
Hello, Mr. McGurry. You're up every morning. You're the pain in the corner.
Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything.
Yeah.
God.
On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. And then, BAGOR! A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start.
With a fair shark. Oh!
That
scared me so bad I coined a new term.
That staying on the seat in the omnibus there.
Oh,
that
no.
wasn't the victim. It depends on your definition of who the victim was, I guess.
Oh, God.
Anyway, a feller collapsed on the floor at me feet. So I sat him up on the seat across from me. And then I turned to find out where that scream had come from. And bless my soul, what do I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
Oh.
Just exactly as the defense counsel said. This lass was the 5th passenger, me lord.
Well, she was hiding. That's why the money doesn't add up.
Mm.
She was already in there.
Oh.
Peppa's like a fucking kidnapper.
Oh my God!
Foiled it by accident. Peppa's like, well, I gotta cover my tracks.
I gotta cover my tracks.
Fucking Beppo.
Yes, my lord. I so badly want it to be Beppo. It's not, but I so badly want it to be.
Hang on. If you rearrange the letters in Mr. McGill did, in actuality, it actually, in fact, is Shigarath, Daedric Prince of Madness. And that girl must be Stanley the Talking Grapefruit from Passwall.
That makes sense.
Of course.
If you punch Shigarath in the right game, he turns you into a wheel of cheese.
Ooh, fancy.
And Booster Axel is so on Beppo's side, and they're not having any of our shit. like
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love Beppo. That's why I want him to be evil. I have no idea where to start.
Mr. McGill did. Oh, all right. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Hold it! Hold it!
And when you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board?
There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either. Aye, and that's why I took the backside I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is.
Could you explain exactly what you mean by the backseat?
By
Does it
all
mean going
means.
backwards? I hate that shit. Nah,
By all
you gotta go
means,
forward.
'tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well.
Love staring at people's arses.
Staring at people's arses. And then, BAGOR! A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. Hold it!
Going to say it.
Well, how thought you say it in a scream?
Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of something falling to the ground. That sort of noise.
So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed?
Well, now, you remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to see. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fella on the floor.
Fucking crazy. Ooh, full moon type of night.
Wow.
You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream?
Not above me, no, my lord. And 'twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Hold it!
You sat him up? The victim, you mean?
Do you tamper
That
with
I
the
did.
fucking body?
I thought I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. I couldn't plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you?
Yeah, no, I would though.
'Tis common courtesy, so it is.
No, it's not.
I found that a little hard to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Ara! Lord Von Zeeks!
Irish ara.
Ara! Lord Von Zeeks! Now, why would that be? You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is.
Oh shit.
Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some wouldn't even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble.
Are you suggesting you were just gonna leave the man there?
Heavens alive, no! I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first.
The whys and wherefores?
Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same?
Yes. The scream, he says, he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing.
Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from. And bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Yeah.
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim.
So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I can see, that is.
What do you mean by that?
Well now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up.
Who's under me arse?
Right under me arse. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me arse.
Wow.
Under your arse?
Indeed. And when I lifted that seat on which I had been sitting my arse on, I found there was a wee cubby hole there for storage.
Mr. Naruhodo, we can explain the omnibus ourselves, remember? Or examine. We can explain it. It's made of flesh.
Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence.
It's true.
This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside.
Let's take a look. Let's see what happens.
Pause the proceedings. We're getting into the
We're
evidence.
getting into the bus.
He closes the door behind them.
Yeah.
They just sit down and start talking.
Wait.
There's
that
blood
there?
on the floor.
Wait.
Oh,
Yep.
shit.
Was
That
that there
wasn't there before, was it?
That's blood, isn't it? No, it's just, well,
Is something wrong? Sorry. It went really bad.
no, you're good. This
Sorry.
blood stain, it's so obvious, that's all. Like, almost a fucking an idiot would have to miss this.
You alright?
Or 3 idiots. Van Seeks hasn't brought it up at all.
Suppose that does seem a little strange.
What have such a bad feeling about this? God!
Oh,
Stupid murderers.
that's weird.
See, doesn't handle it, seems.
Oh, there were things inside before, too.
Yeah, where did the things go? Someone's fucking tampered with evidence is all I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Mr. McGilded, are you perhaps ensuring an alternative story to support the facts we've provided thus far?
That's weird. And that's when I found her. There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
You say she was hiding herself?
Aye, that's right. 'Twas hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, me heart nearly stopped beating in my chest.
You're really overacting this.
Still in all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her.
Now we just talk.
I assume.
Seat opposite.
I'm just letting you know.
That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. While I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time.
Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats.
Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. I'm very Irish.
Damn.
After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
Alright.
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a
Strahd!
Ah! She's a chancer. Earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. That's what's commonly called a pickpocket.
That makes sense.
What?
No.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
Not in our great city of London.
But she's just so cute.
Damn.
Oh my god!
Suck me, Nick! It's totally them. Oh no.
Oh my god, yes.
I fucking love her.
I adore her.
Carrie, do you want to voice her?
Yes, yes, I do.
All right, give her
Open
a...
your eyes!
all right, there you go.
I'm over here.
Aw.
What a little goblin.
Yeah.
What was the point in that little sidestep?
Because I'm amazing, that's why. I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dimper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught in the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on, that's what your head said to.
No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast.
Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these thingies.
These fingies.
I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Look at this like a hand, I'm amazing!
Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs.
Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. They keep the four-wheeled drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink vest.
Aw. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question.
Hayden, happy birthday,
Hayden!
Hayden!
Happy
Mwah!
Happy birth.
Happy birthday, derp derp.
Yeah.
A bit of a leisure and eating cake.
Getting
and
drunk.
Drinking coffee way too late at night. Oh, wine, yeah.
Get that Irish whiskey.
Like.
Some
Baby,
rosy.
Or that Irish coffee. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's true. Nice cock, Hayden. Nice cock.
Nice cock.
Yeah.
Nice cock.
Yeah, get it. Hell yeah.
Tis alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now.
Alright, it was just like the Irishman said. Irish.
Is the guy supposed to be some kind of pun on vampires? I don't know if his name is a pun, actually. But
Yeah.
I remember looking it up a little bit ago, and I couldn't find anything about whether his name was a pun. But I might not have been looking hard enough. But he
Well.
definitely looks like a vampire. So there you go.
So there you go.
Oh, bye, Hayden.
Oh,
Mwah.
bye, Hayden. Mwah. We love you so much. Have a good birthday.
Have a good birth.
Heck yeah. Alright, if I have to.
She's
The
very
like
cute.
Cockney slang, making it Scottish is messing
Yeah.
with my brain.
There are layers to Van Zeeks.
Yeah.
What?
So, his first name, apparently there's an origin behind it that the creator refuses to talk about. He says it's too embarrassing.
Oh.
His surname, Van Zieks, may be a pun on the term Banjikusu, meaning there is nothing more that can be done, it's all over. Van Zieks by itself can also be translated to of the sick in Dutch, possibly if unintentionally referencing the Grim Reaper's emergence as a psychopomp during the Black Plague. Such fits well with the Van Zieks' God of Death persona. His first name is homonymous with Baroque, a style of European architecture, music, and art of the 17th and 18th centuries, followed mannerism and is characterized by ornate detail.
God.
Well, that's fun.
Okay. Anyway, so I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for my troubles that night. I tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, I did, and then the scream just came out. Because of that, this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind.
You picked a difficult voice for this script.
Did. But look at her though, like the voice
She's so
suits
good.
her.
Yeah, it does.
Fuck, I just didn't know she was gonna be Cockney slanging it up like that.
Yep. Yes, he let you go.
But I don't know. Let him go, man.
Oh, Gina Lestrade's name comes from the detective from the Sherlock Holmes novels, G. Lestrade, because he was never officially given a first name. This is why Gina got to keep her surname, unlike Dr. Watson of Sherlock Holmes. Neat.
Oh,
That's pretty neat.
that is pretty neat.
Yeah. Did you already read this?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh,
Read is generous.
Simplicity itself, well, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact.
How? Under me arse.
Well, she was under me arse. As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. Sure.
Climb in, girl.
All right, get on him.
This is where I sat that night. There you go.
Just a little like hole in the side where a hand could just reach out and stab a guy.
Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there, because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration. So you see... that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Oh, good night, Cerberus Magician. Yeah.
Oh, good night. Thank you for joining us. Mwah.
Yeah. Not at all, my lord. Not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass.
My goodness.
What a perfect gentleman.
My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this.
Oh my god.
They say. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, my lord.
Ah, shit.
Oh, fuck.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Did it?
That's
Damn.
all of them. Yeah. All the jurors on our side now.
Goodness.
Got him.
Mr. Naruto!
Something gets in the way.
Well, it must mean...
It must mean what?
that we're victorious!
We've won? Are you sure?
Bow.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Oh my god!
If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy.
His iron-heeled Wellington!
Mm-hmm. I love Van Zeeks. He's such a fucking problem.
So much.
This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices.
Oh.
Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Emotion?
The witness's last statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean, his true nature? You just shut up here and win.
Yeah, fuck.
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incidents, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. What did I say? Hold on. Fucking.
Yeah, what? What?
That didn't. Searched by
He noticed
officers
that
of
they
the
stood.
by officers of the police.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yep.
police officers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a weird way to word it, I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, yeah, technically.
Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings.
Uh-huh.
It's noted in black and white here in the police report. The evidence has been tampered with.
That's what I
order to
fucking
co-
said, bitch.
In order to corroborate Mr. McGilded's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat.
What?
Jesus.
With a fucking smoke grenade.
Holy
Yeah.
yeah, God.
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
Constabulary in allowing this to have happened.
The
However,
Constellaqui.
I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty.
Damn right.
Well, my Nipponese friend.
I'm aware of this.
Mhm.
When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Bray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman would be able to clear this up in a jiffy.
Lindsay, clear this up right fucking now.
Go ahead, you tell the course now, fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks.
Fuck.
What am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus?
It wasn't
Ooh.
empty. We know for sure because we looked.
Yeah, but that would ruin our case.
I
True.
know.
But do we
Yeah.
care about the truth or about the verdict?
Yeah.
Ooh.
We gotta be a good boy. He's a good boy. We don't. Our dead friend will be upset if we weren't a good boy.
That's true.
That's where I'm going here, and we think, okay, well, he's hit the button now, so I guess
hit
if
the
you
button.
disagreed, then fuck.
Too late
I
now.
don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense, but as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Oh, but I'm so sorry I had to yawn at that exact moment.
Indeed. Ada, be whisked.
What?
What are you saying now, you daft daw? I thought you were on my side here.
Oh, shit.
What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position?
Because it's 3.
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Heck yeah.
Interesting. 'Tis not altogether pleasing, fella.
I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded.
Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interest here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken?
Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here?
That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain. It's designed to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The guild rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times, so it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. Motherfucker! That money-lending fleecer and pick purse a lion!
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck!
All over your head.
Well, we done fucked ourselves.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Can't believe I was nearly taken in, you rich fuck. Taking rich all these stinkers. None of the cowards, the lot of them. I'll never be like you. What? Oh no. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick. Dastardly trick. Let me write that one down.
God.
Oh.
Quite so. I must concur here. Yeah.
Well, this
Shit.
is not looking great.
Nope. Calm, calculated reasoning. One arrives clearly at the truth every time.
All right, you hot-headed bitch. Just because you can say that calmly does
You're
not mean
right.
you're not reacting emotionally.
Like, fuck off, bitch.
Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Hmm.
Yes, my lord. What just happened?
You're right.
The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey's at work, it would seem.
Hmm.
You racist bastard.
You son of a bitch.
Yes, I'm very racist.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always.
So you're already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run.
Well, aye. I mean, what's the point of spending a Joey? The fuck is a Joey? Well, whatever. Spending a Joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, innit? What did you say?
I suppose she means there's no point in spending money to make money. It actually makes sense.
Okay, cool. Exactly.
Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified, and 1 little scapegrace riding for free.
The red Concava driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat, nice and easy like.
But your hiding place is a storage compartment full of equipment for the coach. No. I'm a wee bugger.
Aye, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all of them out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment is full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all the stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for my troubles that night.
A waste of time? Why's that?
Well, most nights I'm on my own in the god permit at least some of the time. What?
Oh.
Oh, aye. Well, that's what my kind call it. My kind. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't... The carriage ain't got no one in it for a while.
Wow.
I know, dude. It's fucking me up.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm short-circuiting my brain.
That's when you come out of your hiding place and get away.
Aye. That's it. Only that night. Cove?
Yep.
Girl, you saying words I just don't know.
Damn.
Fuck, anyway. Alright, I don't know what you mean by that.
That's like slang of slang, probably.
Yo, right? I don't fucking know, bitch. Like, what are you saying? Anyway. This Cove was sat on my seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck. Aye. Right, mister?
To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift a cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you?
So Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. So a Joey is a silver thrupenny, coin worth 3 pennies. Yeah, thrupenny. Worth 3 pennies, British currency.
Oh, okay.
Because just instead of that as a 4 penny bit, which in this case would make sense, since it's 4 for the ride of the carriage.
Cool.
Oh, okay. That's fair. I tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there.
What? No, go back, go back.
Go
Okay.
back, pressure
There
on
we
it. Pitch in there, I tell you.
There we go.
So you couldn't see out of the cabin at all?
Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with my head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's humpkin fiddle.
Oh my god.
Wow! Girl!
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
The fuck? I mean, I can have a look. Like, the seat I get under ain't as plush as the other ones, see? So most of the time, the passengers plant their arses opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over my head.
For that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see.
Truth is, I wasn't too happy, or I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink.
Oh.
But it's only place to hide in them carriages. So it's Obson's choice. What?
So much slang going on.
And I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Let's just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then. I'd say there's some reason she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor.
So anyway, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else but it. Then after a while, I heard this loud bang, nearly jumped out my skin I did, and the scream just came out.
When you say a loud bang, you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
Tucker, English, Cockney slang, and Scottish slang are all completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can go to different parts of Scotland and not understand some of the slang.
So one thing I've learned from people from the United Kingdom is that none of us speak proper English. The other thing I've learned from people from the United Kingdom is that no one in the United Kingdom speaks proper English.
Yep.
It's true. It's true.
The only person a few people would agree on that can speak proper English is the Queen. And then the other half of the country's like, nah.
Yeah.
It's
You can go to different parts of London, the same city, and find different slang on each side of the city.
That's, yeah.
There's actually
100%.
like a dialect map of England. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's neat.
I've seen that. I've seen a video. It's really cool.
Yeah, there's like people, like if you're in the UK, people can generally tell whereabouts probably you're from, at least to a general degree, just by how you talk. Which to a degree you can do in Canada, but since it's such a wide space, it's very obvious. If someone's from Newfoundland, you're like, yep, yeah, that sounds like someone from not this country.
Yep.
True.
Did you already read this?
So I was just looking at chat. Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump.
It's spooky.
It was spooky, alright?
And you let out a scream involuntarily.
That's right. And then I felt the cushion over my head just get lighter all of a sudden, so I was like, ah.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes.
Or not. It would equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not?
Oh. Yeah, I saw it.
Shanked him, he did.
Oh.
Shanked him, he did. I pushed up the cushion, had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the bloke. What? Oh my god, 1 second. Let me read it and then translate.
The bloke would have fallen on the floor of the seat opposite.
The Irishman was setting up the guy that fell on the floor of the seat opposite.
There you go.
Did it? Oh my god. That matches Mr. McGilda's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me, and I was like, oh, for fuck, I better get out of here. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then.
The chair slowly lowers.
Yeah.
Like, no, I haven't none of that.
Oh, none of that. No, I wasn't here. You saw nothing.
You saw nothing.
I shouldn't have risked looking.
Did you already read this?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I figured it out. Butcher's hook. I was trying to figure out where look comes
Oh,
from.
look. Okay, butcher's hook. Look. Okay, all right, that's fair. Oh, she's one of them. The goddamn. Go up the apples and pears. She's one of those.
Yeah.
Fuck. Anyway, it's because of that the swell found me.
You did help me get away, mind.
He did help me get away, mind.
And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place?
I was scared, stiff I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
I was fucked. I had a knife in his guts and he was bleeding everywhere, and I was like, I like this ensemble, it's the only one I've got and you better no bleed on it, dead guy. Then the carriage lurked a bit and he ended up falling onto me, and I was like, ah!
It's like, I got blood on me hands. I held them up to the skylight and this guy started screaming.
Ugh, how awful. Both of my hands get covered in blood and it made me feel sick as a dog.
Oh.
I know
Both their
what's
hands
up.
covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. Or none of this happened.
Yup.
Yep.
After
Or
that, I
she's a
believe
liar.
you talked with Mr. McGilda for a while. Is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and that. Then I heard something from above. Somebody screamed. Well, I didn't want anybody seeing my face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up sharpish, and this here Irishman says, "Get back under your seat. I'll see that you can get away later." And I was like, all right.
Amazing impression.
All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent.
For one brief, shining moment, yes.
Ooh.
It's clear that they're all still very unsure. I started out very Scottish at the beginning of that. I don't
You
know
did.
if y'all heard, but I
You
did.
did. I heard
Okay.
it.
Ooh.
It's a thing we do in language where we parrot people, and one was just talking a lot, so
Yep.
it's understandable that you'd go there, Mr. Sato.
I just think her accent's neat.
We all do.
Let me. I want to try it. If we could just find some conclusive pieces of evidence along with new testimony.
Nah, that's
That's all
bad. You should stop.
Yeah.
It's awful. You should
You
stop.
should
Bad.
never do that again.
Never.
Okay. Now I'm trying to figure out how to switch back. Brain, do it. I'm sure we can clinch the verdict we want.
Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling.
Ooh.
Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it.
Oh yeah, it's Dahlia from Monster Prom. You're right.
Oh, that's so good. I'll be right back. I have to go pee. Up here.
That's
okay. Spell your bladder.
Do it.
It's not allowed at the school anymore. Get it out of here.
That's true. That's very, very true. How y'all doing, chat? You having a good time? But you better be. You better go ahead. Make a wisdom save. Okay, one second. One second. I need to. I'm gonna grab dice. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab my Lexi dice. One second. What are my modifiers? What is my wisdom score? Me is Carrie.
-2.
Okay, I have my headphones back on now. What? 2? I get a +2? That makes sense.
You said -2, but sure.
Oh, you bitch. Okay, 2 total. Fuck. You bitch ass. Well, that's a 6.
On the dice?
Yeah.
Or 4.
Yeah. I feel like I'm out of fucking failed that. So
I'm just basing this off of your perception.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You're right. You're very correct.
Dump standard wisdom. You put it all in charisma.
No, that's fair.
Charminated bitch.
Oh shit, what's the BB? Luxray Bogan, damn. Hell yeah. Aww. Heck yeah. I'm glad you're having a good time, MP Booster. Heck yeah. Or I can Booster Axel, however you want to go. I'm stunned. Well, shit. That sucks.
Okay, if they're stunned, they can run up and be like, mwah!
Do I get to try again? On my turn?
Yep, every 6 seconds.
Oh, okay, here I go. Trying again. Okay, well, that's a 5.
Alright, still stunned. 1,
Okay.
2,
Okay.
3, 4. I'll try again.
Okay, that's an 8. This Lexi dice is not very good. The physical dice don't like me.
Alright, try again.
It is the beautiful Lexi dice that heckin' Hayden made though, with the straps and the floof. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I rolled a 12, so I'm not doing much better than you.
Oh, I mean, I feel like above a 10. What's your modifier?
I don't know.
Oh shit!
Tell me.
I mean,
I gave you an 8. So.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you're a lot smarter than me, so like, I can't.
Wisdom isn't smart. Thank you
That's
very much.
true. It's more like being learned, right?
Wisdom is about perception. It's about some passive intuitiveness. That's where like your insight comes from. How you read people.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, it's not pretty good at reading people, bitch. Like, you shut up.
Well, you just took expertise in that. Makes up for your negative stat.
Yeah, it's fair. I just. Okay, you have a +2, Aaron. I'm just saying.
+2. My goodness. All right.
I
Giving
know. You're so
Yeah.
good.
I rolled a 12 again. I'm 14.
Hell yeah, bitch. See, that's pretty fucking good. Okay, I'm rolling again. I'm trying to get out of this stunned. Okay, that's an 18, bitch. Okay, so a total of 16? Is that enough to get me out of stunned? Am I
That's
okay?
decent 25.
Yeah, fuck, there's no way! I can't do it! Fuck, got me a fucking -2. Best I can do is an 18.
You can't be stunned. 'Cause just so dang stunning.
Oh, shit. What's
Got
up?
him. Charisma check? All right, -5.
How fucking dare you? You're so
3.
charming. Oh my god, how fucking dare you? We all know Aaron's got like a fucking +6 to his charisma. It's wildin'.
More than
So good.
humanly possible.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
I have returned.
Oh shit.
All right.
Well, we're busy making saving throws over here. I'm still stunned because my wisdom's not great. But Aaron's making charisma saves, so you know he's.
Oh, okay.
He's doing
passing
great.
every time. Yeah.
Yeah, of
makes
course
sense.
he is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What do we have in our?
Aw.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got the autopsy report. Gives the cause of death. Internal hemorrhaging as a result of single stab. Crime scene photo. Here. Cool. All right. We got the gloves.
Question.
There's like so much. Yeah, go on.
Why are there no footprints in the blood on the floor?
Like, I was gonna say that, and there's no like
Or
handprint like on his
smears.
shirt or anything.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much blood like everywhere else, and only like a little bit on him. And they all talk about like how she had blood all
it's
over her
like,
hands, and it's
he
like,
said
what?
that he picked him up off the ground and put him on the
Yeah.
chair, but
Yeah.
the blood isn't like smeared or dragged at all. Like,
It's just a puddle. Yeah.
which is because they tampered with it, and we know that. But
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's all the same text. Okay.
Eh.
All right. All right. Yeah, we've got the omnibus here. We've got that fucking knife, the kniffy, and this is probably done. This is. We're not
Yeah.
gonna worry about this one.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
almost certainly no longer relevant to the case.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just snuck inside the carriage before they ooked up the horses. Just like always.
Before they
Hooked up
hooked up horses. Just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for my troubles that night. I tell you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. And then after a while, I hear this loud bang, nearly jumped out my skin I did, and a scream just came out. It's because of that, this swell found me and he helped me up. He helped me get away. Mind, he's nice. I did it.
Get away. So, There's no blind thing there. Waste of time. I got nothing to show for my troubles. Is that carriage before they hooked up horses, just like always. What could we present? Because we went through all of the statements there and pressed them. There was nothing that popped up that I saw.
I do not know.
I do not know.
I want to say the gloves, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. Not really. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't present the omnibus again.
Is that a carriage on the roof there that night? It's quality and fancy, blah blah. Still could set carriage. It's right a waste of time. I got nothing to show for my troubles. Yeah, she didn't. We don't have anything to present that she stole, so that's probably not it.
Heck.
I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Yeah. After a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin. I did, and the scream just came out.
A loud bang. Is that him falling?
That's
What's
what
the loud
we
that's
asked
what
when
we
we
asked.
press, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when we
okay.
pressed, like,
They say they
didn't-
don't know.
They
yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
It's because of that this swell found me. It didn't help me get away.
Well, okay, wait. She heard the loud bang, and then he got up, and she
Mhm.
looked,
Yeah.
and that's how we found her.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because the way she's phrasing that, it sounds like she screamed, like made a little sound, and that's
She
how we
did.
found her. But I guess it's both.
Yeah. She heard the loud
Yeah.
bang.
She screamed. Yeah.
She
Looked
she
out,
screamed,
and then he
looked
saw her.
out, and then he saw her. Yeah. As
Yeah.
he turned around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna save
Yeah.
just in case.
Hmm.
All right. Let's see a blind thing.
Hmm.
I know the. Yeah. The omnibus is lit,
Right.
but
Yeah. What do you think we should do?
I've not a clue.
Shit.
the place is lit, but this isn't lit. I'm pretty sure this
Place is lit.
Ha 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 ha! Funny.
I write comedy.
Technically do. Now, what the heck could it be? Let's take another glance at this blood stain on the floor.
Yeah.
Um,
What isn't it?
That's definitely coming to play, but I don't think it's relevant right now.
I don't think I have anything else in here.
Yeah. Nothing on the bus, or like on the outside of the bus either. So,
You just see like the gear stashed underneath it.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
They didn't take it out of the courtroom. Just threw it under. They're like, it's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Much time, I got nothing to show.
See, like, because of that, I think he's bribing her to say this.
After a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin.
That's the reason she came to the courtroom, is because she needed to hear what the testimony was so that they could tailor their own testimony to match everyone else's to make a conveniently fitting story.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Swell found me.
Trying to figure out the rhyme for swell. It means like guy or fella or gent.
Yeah. Okay.
What does Sato say there?
You said present new evidence, right? And then that'll
we
clinch
just
it.
find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony. Are we supposed to find new evidence? But we went through all we pressed everything.
Yeah, we pressed her on everything. Right?
Fairly confident we did.
I mean, just keep trying.
I'm just gonna fucking skip through all this stuff here.
Yeah, so we can get anything.
Yeah. I'm looking for them exclamation marks too.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, we went through all this.
The apartment stuff. Herp.
What the heck?
What in the fuck?
Nope, get out of here. Yeah.
Who I was gonna
Fucking-
fiddle.
we
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
That's new.
Why are you giggling?
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
What's
Options. Yeah.
fucking-
Where is it?
Right.
The truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. It feels too much like being thrown in the clink. He's laughing because she's going to go to jail for
Oh,
him.
he's laughing at this state.
But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Obson's choice.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. That didn't pop up the first time.
Is something wrong, Mr. McGilton?
Oh, I do apologize. Oh, is there something the matter, Counsel?
I'm just wondering if Mr. Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself.
Oh, no. It was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad. Shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was.
Mm-hmm.
I see, yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. But I'm still scared of the dark now.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about yourself, but I find that darkness seems to make everything, everything you, yeah. I'm dying.
Oh shit, he's exploding!
But I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well.
Aye. I suppose it does, maybe.
Miss Lestrade, did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps?
Objection! He's leading the witness!
Objection, hearsay.
You're right. Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring.
Pajabbers! Well, there's no
Oh
need
my
to
god,
tell
he
the
said
whole world.
pajabbers just like Dave the Barbarian.
Pajabbers! Fucking love that show. That was great.
Same bitch.
Yeah. There's no need to tell the whole world me foibles, you little scamp.
What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What should we make of that last statement of hers?
It's insignificant. It's
It's
nothing.
nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
It's nothing. Oh, he didn't glance back. He's certain.
My lord.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is profoundly important.
Dude.
Fucking idiot.
Keep up. I'm almost sure of it, probably. God, England's stupid.
My God. Dude.
Love when a fucking teenager can throw a stand like, I hate it here.
Oh my God. What? Supper meant. What you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me.
Smoke grenade. Bam. Can I have one? Can we get one of these, please? I want
I
one.
would like one.
That'd be great. I'm sure it'll come in handy.
That's right. It's all the judge. Always a good move.
Damn. I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring.
Snoring, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Hold it! Hold it!
So you're straining to hear what was happening the entire time? Since the moment you hid yourself?
Wee bit, aye. Not exactly, no.
Sorry.
Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw this swell getting on, I got my head down so I didn't get noticed. So he didn't notice me.
Oh.
Did that.
Nice.
And Mr. McGill is sat in the seat, on the seat under which you were hiding, correct?
Aye! Would you Adam and Eve it? That means believe. I know that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then all I could do was listen. I was shocked. Look at him. I was waiting to jump out there as soon as I heard I'm leaving. See? Or as soon as I heard them leave. Did
There
it.
you go.
Fucking Cockney. But would he? No likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay and listen to him, him driving. All right.
Driving
his
his
pigs to
pigs
market.
to the market.
All right. Driving his pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was.
Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder?
Doesn't add up or it makes sense.
I'm not. I mean, I feel like if we say it makes sense, then that's the end of it, right?
Probably.
Yeah, doesn't add up.
I mean, they had to stop to pick up the other passengers.
Yeah.
Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. You cute-ass bitch.
You cute-ass bitch.
Absolutely.
It seems my learned Japanese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared.
I need you to fucking stop.
Yeah.
Hey. Fuck you. It's advancing to listen to.
No, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Go fuck yourself, sir.
But you Nippon these nuts.
How dare you? I'll suck on your neck.
Oh shit, got him.
Yes, my lord.
Damn right.
Not you. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think! You fool! You fucking idiot! God! Do what you always do and hit yourself in the head. Whenever I do that, I always have better ideas and don't lose IQ.
Yeah.
Also, I've hit myself enough that I think IQ is real. There's something else you should have heard. A piece of evidence, a person, or
Yeah, forget it.
Forget it.
Let's look at our
Maybe.
evidence again.
Yeah, see,
What could she have
maybe
heard?
we could maybe show a person.
We could show
Like,
show a person.
Wouldn't she have heard the other dude, like the victim? What was he doing?
We don't know. He was just kind of taking.
Apparently, he
the
just
bus.
fucking got stabbed and died.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like he apparently didn't scream or anything. He's just like, bleh, bleh.
yeah.
But yeah, there's yeah, he was just kind of there. We don't really know what he was doing there with Mr. McGilded. Like, if they, we don't even know why he was stabbed. Like, there's been no motive at all.
Yeah.
I think he's in the, book. Yeah, he's in the fucking the ledger book. He owed
he owes money. Yeah,
Magnus
for sure.
money. Okay.
Who got in the cart first?
Probably it was either McGilded or
Allegedly, it was McGilded because McGilded said he never saw anyone get on the cart. He got on, went to bed, and by the time he woke up, he was dead.
So
then she would have heard him get in.
Yeah, she would have heard him get in the
show
bus.
a person. Show the victim. He got in after Magnus. Yeah.
Oh, she said she talked about him because she said she heard him get down, and she only ever heard him snoring.
Yeah, but her statement was that was the only thing she heard was the snoring. So we're just gonna
Yeah,
point out like you should have heard
he's in
this
there.
person there.
Yeah. Should have heard him getting in. Yeah.
Then you just the other passengers as well, but yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. Also, the scream.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Because Lady First also screamed, which isn't in her testimony.
That's true. Ooh, it's both of them. Okay.
Save.
You're gonna go with him first. Yeah, save. Save.
My money's on Lady First.
Okay.
Okay.
We can,
You wanna
we
try
can
it
show
first, then?
Lady first.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah.
True. We also
Take
know
that.
for sure that they screamed.
Nope.
It would
Damn
seem
it.
phantoms are at work again. This time in my Nipponese friend's ears.
Stop it. No,
Yeah, it would be the other passenger because he had to get in and they would have
Yeah.
had to have heard it.
Yeah.
Allow me to introduce you to a sound that would be very real indeed. However,
Throws glass.
the sound of your death throes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oof. He's right. That was loud.
No.
And Mrs. Stroud, she was hiding the omnibus that night. She heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. Yeah, so she had to hear the other guy get in.
Yeah. So, person.
Yeah, show the victim.
Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate.
It's gonna be him.
Yeah, it's gonna be him.
Thrice fired Mason. Take that. Yeah, music stop. There you go.
Yeah.
Sick, we were right. Take that, Aaron. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, die, Aaron.
No, I would never. That made more sense than ours, in my opinion, because it's the
Yes,
only
ma'am.
thing that we had for sure.
True.
The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus.
Yeah, bitch.
Got him.
Fucking got him.
He's across the. He's like, "Why are you pointing at me?"
Oh, yeah.
Why are you pointing at me? But stop that.
I agree with you. That's why I called you a learned gentleman.
Yeah.
Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct?
Sure. Of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I?
And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded?
That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight.
Nah.
So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at the time.
Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I saw him get. I saw him get on. Remember, through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure.
And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all?
Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, wasn't it? Waiting for this swell to get off.
In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage?
Where?
Through the skylight. We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts.
Oh,
Ah!
hey!
Stop it!
Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed.
Yes, she is a petty thief. You knew that. He knew. He knew all too well there was an inconsistency in her statement.
It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend.
What are you talking about?
The fuck you say?
You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more.
I can't see. My hat's blinding me. I'm in the dark and I'm freaking out. He's dead, right?
I'm gonna do no omnibus. I'm making noises.
Yeah, change my vote.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
That's
Well.
for you, Mr. McGilded.
This is looking bad for us,
She
boys.
didn't even say anything.
I didn't want to touch the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. But
Oh.
I must say, I can't abide liars.
And neither can I.
Oh my god, he's nothing but jowls.
Mr. Foreman,
I didn't want to choke the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways.
What the fuck does that mean?
Salubrious, I guess.
salubrious, yes.
Yeah. But I must say, I cannot abide liars.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, okay, fancy. It's bed. It's your real bed. Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. We gotta do something.
Well, he's about to throw that away.
Yeah.
Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nibonese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Thank. Delicious. Yes, very refreshing.
He's fucking dead.
What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern Amadan?
What the fuck? Oh my god,
This is
Sean!
carnage. It's perfect.
Juror number 2 is the only one left.
Mr. Naruhodo! This is going! It's going so bad!
I know.
It's going so bad!
If you can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilded's innocence, the judge will rule and will have lost.
I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen.
Pick up, bitch.
But...
That's not what I said to do.
I said but. Like... Those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Oh shit!
He's fucking guilty.
Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case.
What are you saying? Counsel?
I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean?
Make some fucking sense, counsel.
Proroguing.
Oh.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet, oh, not you. If this petty thief's word are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
Was he hidden in the cubby hole before anybody got on?
Ooh.
That's weird. Why?
There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage.
He was in there already, there's another entrance, or he was put there after he died. I think he was already in there.
I think he
These
was
other
already
answers
in there.
are pretty silly.
If he was stabbed and he was already in there, then why is there so little blood?
He had to have been stabbed while in the omnibus.
Because he also
true.
took his knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Like, there.
yeah.
No, I was gonna say there is another entrance, but there isn't another entrance because we looked at that.
We haven't
even if it
confirmed
was-
ownership of that knife yet, have we?
Oh.
No,
It's
we
been
haven't.
heavily asserted, but we don't know.
We don't know
so
for
it-
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chat really wants you to save space.
Save scum? Probably do that.
Yep.
There are fucking 2 strikes left before we lose.
Yeah.
Yep. Holy fuck.
Chat is a bunch of cowards. All right. I think we should vote for he was in there already.
It's either he was there already or he was put there after he died. And if it's he was put there after he died,
Well, that wouldn't make any
doesn't
sense.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because the other, unless they're all in on it, which would be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go with he was there already, I think. Like, Aaron, what do you think?
I mean, they all seem reasonable to some degree, but
Right?
it just depends on the story we're telling. But yeah, let's go.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it.
And if we're wrong, we'll fucking go back to the save file and try it, everyone.
Yep.
Clearly, he was in there already from beforehand.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that clearly in your last sentence?
Huh?
What?
No. That's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been in the carriage from beforehand.
Then answer me this. By beforehand, to what specific point in time are you referring?
Well, clearly, yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
that
yeah,
wasn't
this is wrong. Go back to the save file. We only got one shot left. No.
right. Yeah, exactly.
No.
We have one shot left.
Yeah. Spencer! Go back.
I must learn to ramble more relevantly. Yeah, because the problem is, so part of the conceit of this is that we are accepting her testimony as true, which
Yeah.
means he couldn't have been in the compartment because she had to have been.
Yeah.
Yes, so I think the other entrance, or he was moved there.
Gotcha. Alright, the penalty is evidently not heavy enough, judging from those Nipponese eyes, so I ask you again. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside of the cabin of the...
Can you inspect the omnibus, please?
I can. I can do that.
Hell yeah.
Look at the skylight from the top.
Oh, it's
Is
got
it
a
something-
fucking... It's got a
It's
latch.
got a latch.
The bang she heard was him falling through the skylight.
Yeah.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
So, like, he
I was right.
killed
Like I was kind
up
of
top.
goofing, but I was like, no, that seems right.
He was killed on top.
Killed on top and then thrown in while
What the-
Magilda was sleeping.
There was like so many fucking people on top though. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Huh.
What the fuck? Okay, yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Secret
a lot
entrance.
of people who have reasons to make sure that this rich guy doesn't get their money.
Yeah.
I can't believe you choose their last shot.
No, no, it was the other. I think it was after he died.
Crap.
both kind of work. The problem is
Yeah.
both are basically the same thing, but this might lead us to the skylight. We'll see. If the door wasn't
Yeah.
open even once,
Or it might, you know, have his lose game.
the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
No fuck.
I wondered
Music's
what
not
new
stopping.
fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. Fixed windows, which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Skylight, you bitch.
But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered.
Oh, really?
Yeah!
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. One other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which has allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
Fucking butt. Ah.
Skylight, get him.
That's right, and
It's
that's why he's on the
right
floor.
here.
A clue! A clue!
Take that, son of a bitch.
The answer is obvious. It could have only been the skylight.
Rabble, rabble.
Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, there it comes. Yeah.
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection, fuck you.
fuck
Skylight may be
you.
well large enough. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Skylight may be well large enough for someone to pass through.
You throw out
Especially
something.
Spindly old man.
You throw out something in me, my Nipponese friend, and I don't like it.
God damn it. You son of a bitch.
So you claim. But do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory, you stupid head? That's right.
Both Mr. McGill and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claim to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yes, it has, but... Fucking but... Would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses describe? A noise loud enough because Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Shut up! You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin? That's simply impossible.
How can you be so sure?
Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony.
Well, yes, that's true. But
Oh, hold it!
The fuck? What are you doing?
Might a humble fella make a wee comment here?
You don't get to be in Team
Mr.
Humble,
Mr.
you
McGilden,
To be sure now, and the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified before said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say.
The fuck?
what?
I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Which is
Are
not
they
agree,
making out?
fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
They were making out.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Surely not.
Ah! There's two chaps on the roof.
Oh,
Oh, you mean the one stuck with that knife in the they were.
hold it. Or,
These are the
oh,
most
was that, it's that, okay.
unreliable fucking witnesses.
Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blatherer?
You're right, I said you're right. What are you insinuating?
What the fuck?
This is a flaming outrage. Oh, I've a good mind to give you a blanker in a minute.
He was shiner in a minute, he said. And so am I. Mr. Fairplay.
You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker.
What are you doing? Me, a very, very angry hatter.
Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's... I protest in the strongest possible terms.
That's right, I protest too. About you rotten scoundrel.
Holy fuck. Oh my god.
I love this game.
It's so stupid. I love it.
Oh my god. What the fuck was that?
Well, this isn't beyond reason, my lord. It's a...
Oh my god.
He keeps doing it.
It's very hurtful, you know.
My lord, if I may comment. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witness. My
Also,
learned
could you
friend.
make him stop doing that things?
Make him stop doing that thing. It's
Who the fuck that is?
my eyes. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witness without proof.
Accuse? I never intended to.
It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting.
Me.
You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly withstand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You've branded these gentlemen liars. intimated their criminal guilt.
Get it, buddy.
In our British courts of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation.
I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought.
What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify.
Perfect.
I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow.
We have a serious matter here now, one way or another.
What he said.
If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once.
Oh.
shit.
Testify.
Testify.
I testify.
What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo?
The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy.
Damn.
Shit.
My lord. Yeah, my lord.
Yeah, I didn't come here for this.
Wow.
There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keeping pushing forward.
Wow, yeah.
Is that a typo? Fuck.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think we should cap it there.
Yeah, that's definitely a good time to cap. Oh,
Save you, bitch.
what a good session. That was
What
very
an
good.
excellent session we did it.
Quite, yes. I don't know if we'll finish the trial by next week. We probably will, honestly, but yeah, I can't remember how
That'd
much
be
of this trial is left.
That'd be a good time.
Hooray.
My head hurts.
Your head
Oh, from
laughing at the fucking
Aw.
thing. The horse riding animation.
So upsetting.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching us on the YouTube side. But we're gonna stop the recording and let you get out of here. You have a busy day ahead of you. What with all of that charcoal burning you have to do.
It's true. How dare you?
Big day ahead of you.
Big day. Big day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I love you.